And we're back. Apologize for the technical difficulties. Just seeing a yellow card there shown. Justin Hale showing a yellow card. At that line out, it looks like. So now a scrum to Old Blue. So score here, Tennessee 0, Old Blue 12. 2 minutes, a little bit under 2 minutes left in this match. Old Blue with the put in. And it's going to the right. And then now pushing it to that edge is Old Blue as they look to try to cross into Tennessee elite territory. It's a beautiful move there with the flick out the back, but just goes short there and the little bit of a knock on. And then now a scrum to the Tennessee elite. Just struggling to get some possession in this game. It's been Old Blue with all of the momentum in this plate final. We will have more action for you coming up next. Women's Cup final is next. And then the Men's Cup final on this pitch with the third and fourth matches happening over on field 2. Tennessee elite with the shove here, hopping out the back into the hands of Shane Waldick. Out to the danger man, Giovanni Devon. And then now switching back on the left. And beautiful poach attempt there, but was he on his feet? It's all good because he rolls away. Now it comes off their feet. Tennessee elite a chance here. Duyan will take it himself with a little chip through, fancies his speed. It's well covered by Old Blue though. Pushing their way through, and that one dropped. We'll have another scrum coming to the elite. Just a little bit of time left in this plate final. Just saw the Oregon Sharks women winning their plate final. An elite setting up here, looking to try to get on this scoreboard. In the distance, we can see the Chicago Lions women warming up. They're getting ready for their cup final, which will be next. And he dummies so hard, makes his defender fall down, losing his feet. But then the penalty there, he was isolated. And Old Blue just saying, we don't need to go quickly. We've got time. Very smart play there by Old Blue. Just work this clock. Does look like Justin Hale, the referee, has a bit more time. So some fresh legs coming on. And now we can see Camp Pendleton in the back, also warming up, getting ready for their cup final against the Chicago Lions. Of course, the men's cup final will be after that, St. Louis Bombers versus Nav. Hope you'll stay with us. And a chance for Old Blue, a little bit of an early push there, referee spot on. Justin Hale seeing that. Now Old Blue again, this time they'll tap. Just waiting for that clock to tick over now. And knock on there. Still has more time, the referee. So it'll be a scrum to the elite. Tennessee team do have players from all over the country. Atlanta, Georgia, Miami, Nigeria, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee. Have done well this tournament. Old Blue coming in as the second seed. Didn't see themselves here, but looking like unless something magical happens, they will take this plate final home. Now pushing out here. And now going to slice through. Is he going to slice through? No. called back by the referee that he was gone. Now another scrum, a forward pass there. Now it looks like we've got our time correct. I apologize, we're down for a moment there. Tennessee, one last chance to try to defend this and maybe get some points on the board. Old Blue leading 17-0. Over the top here, Old Blue gonna just try to test this edge one more time. It's around one defender, hops out of that tackle. And then just the jersey to try to slow him down, dancing on that touch line. Now finally diving over, looking good from here that he got that touchdown. Thomas, I heard you're back with me. Do you have any replay you could give us there?
Yeah, for sure, Wendy. The systems have rebooted and just in time to see a great Old Blue try. Did well, 16 down the edge just to keep the ball in play. And it was number 16, Michael Sinclair, who kept the ball in play and gave that beautiful offload away. And I'm not sure how much time's left, but that could be the nail in the coffin for Old Blue.
I think it might be after this conversion attempt. They've done well to get here. Had up and down to get to the plate final. Doesn't matter how you get there, it's how you get the hardware. And they are going to take that plate home, winning over Tennessee Elite 22-0. Spectacular match, and Old Blue doing very well over the Tennessee Elite.
Jarrett was already ready to
who we know will be back.
They didn't want to see the forward pass because it's your own team, and people wanted to see a breakaway.
Hardware presentation for you in just a moment. Just stick with us. We've got the Cup final for the women coming. Camp Pendleton versus Chicago
I'll change
Lions.
first. Let me change first. Cheers. Everybody in their mom saw that forward pass is up. They wanted to see a try.
Yeah, no, I was very happy with the forward pass.
So remember,
Like literally,
got a hot race.
Pendleton look to be the spoilers there.
yeah, I'm trying to, you know, I'm kind of swole these days.
Yeah.
Good luck, LV.
As we see the trophy presentation down on field.
Yeah.
Wendy, Old Blue receive the plate, and you mentioned there's two big games coming up, the Women's Cup final and the Men's Cup final. That is going to be a thrilling couple of matches. Camp Pendleton versus Chicago Lions in the women's, and St. Louis Bombers versus NAV in the men's. I'm super excited for those.
Yeah, I think they're both going to be firecracker matches. The teams have played all weekend to get there and can't wait to be here and have the opportunity. You can see Pendleton already on the field. How the Lions making their way over to the other side as we move into Phil Cupins organizing these rugby players so that he can give them that plate. What an honor for Old Blue. Old traditional club. Nice to add some more hardware to the shelf for sure.
Mike. Captain. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting your 2023 Men's Club Sevens Plate Champion, All Blue.
Congratulations to them. Well deserved. Big score line there.
Great job, man.
I am here on the field with Mike Sinclair, captain of Old Blue. You guys fought back after a loss early in the quarterfinals to get the plate championship. How does it feel for the boys to get the win?
It feels great to bounce back after the first loss in the day. A lot of times we don't want to implode, right? So just building that behavior and that mentality of like next job, being able to make that recovery and come back. It feels awesome, and I'm really looking forward to what these guys have in the future too. So yeah.
Hey Mike, go celebrate your win. Congratulations.
Thank you, brother.
Beautiful for Old Blue as we get this Cup final championship.
We're bringing it back up to you guys.
I'm joined by Darian Lovelace. Wendy Young with you on this 2023 Club Sevens Championship Women's Cup Final. Pendleton in the driver's seat here with the ball, with the possession, and moving it all the way to the right, just trying to find some space, but well defended by the Lions. She is so dangerous, picking this one up from the base of the rough and can go the distance. This is Salome Lewis, just doing what she's done all tournament long, picking it up and going around the outside. Absolutely spectacular by her. Our referee, Ashlyn, getting us going here, and Pendleton taking no time, less than a minute to get some points on the board.
15.
This is exactly what you'd want to have here in the final match of the weekend for these
5.
women athletes. We're seeing here with the conversion still to come, but it's so crucial to get points on here early on because fatigue will start to set in. We will see some mistakes start to happen as the game progresses on, but kudos to Pendleton for getting the first draw of blood.
15 to come back. Hoover to come back.
They do, and that conversion, so 7 points. Early score by them. Lions have done very well to get here. Will not stand for that. I'm sure we're going to see a response. But that is not the response you're going to want. A little bit of a knock on there. This will be an option for Pendleton.
Was knocked on first and then went in a touch.
Looking like the Chicago Lions got a little bit scaredy cat underneath the kickoff. There was some really big pressure coming in from Mombe. She's going to be everywhere, all over the ball for Pendleton. But the Lions, they put on such a good defensive front when they stay confident in their movement. Going to be extremely crucial when they come up against such a strong side.
It's true, and we will be saying Mombe's name quite a bit, along with some of these other players, as we see trying to go around the outside is Catherine Lojas. She's got the speed, the pace, getting around. She took the long route to get there, but it doesn't matter how you cross the whitewash, as long as you touch it down. Second try for a fired up Camp Pendleton side. What else can they do here?
Yeah, we see Lojas limping back. She might need a little sip of our sponsors' pickle juice to try and remove the cramps that they probably all have coming, but doesn't phase her here. Lojas, she takes the corner. The number 14, the Chicago Lions are doing a good job of trying to corral. It looks like they're neck and neck, but it's this speed right around. She's got a little bit more in the tank, and that just leads to a beautiful run over try. Pendleton with the second try of this match.
Clinical from them, not even giving the Lions really a chance so far in this game. They've barely touched this ball. It's like Pendletons have drawn a laser beam around it and only they're allowed to touch it. We'll see how this restart goes. And it's high and driving, and this time off the knee, which is a knock on. So again, we're going to have a little bit of deja vu here, Darian.
Just very disappointing for the Chicago Lions because they're so lethal whenever they've got ball in hand. They're so fast. And not being able to field your kickoff, it doesn't allow for you to have a good foundation to build a technically sound attack. Pendleton now with the ball almost to the 22. It's not where you want them to be.
It's not. It's a good opportunity, and it's a clean ball out of that scrum. Gonna test that outside edge. Just a little step, the stutter there to pause the defender. And this is better defense by Emma Hovanak of the Lions, and they get the penalty. It's good work. Just peeking in on field one.
Scrum called.
WAC has just scored over there. They're gonna go to halftime. It's 10-7, WAC in the lead over North Shore. And so far, Pendleton. Go ahead, Darian.
Those teams, all of them, all four that are playing currently, did such a ruthless job of trying to make it to this culmination of the big moment. But both teams had to put on strong defensive effort. We saw shutouts. We saw overtime throughout the weekend, all for this final match to happen.
Loose head.
There's some driving up in that scrum, and you are right, these teams have worked very hard to get here. A double tournament day, it's always tough. Now the Lions with their first real possession, it's gonna possibly go into touch. She's done everything she can, Hovanek, to keep it in. the glory is not with her in that moment. She has been so strong for them all weekend.
Chicago,
and
here's
they're
your
going to need more
line.
from that woman.
She was so excited to find herself into some green space. She ran away from the
someone
ball,
inside.
leading to the
Hey,
ball
someone
to end
inside,
up in
Chicago.
front. She's just not able to field it cleanly. And Pendleton, it's just like deja vu. But the Lions now off to the races here as they contest at the lineout. They are here to play, Wendy.
And Pendleton has held a lot of their team scoreless, almost all of them except for this side. So we'll see if the Lions can be the spoil sports one more time on this tough Pendleton side. Penalty coming. Offside. The Lions will get the advantage here.
Deciding to kind of slow the game down. We're still early on in this match, but not necessarily early on in this first half. Decisions are going to have to be made, especially as fatigue starts to set in. The tired legs, strategic placements are going to have to come in from the coaching staff as they progress on through this final match.
Set!
And we've seen the Lions use this scrum as a stable platform. They love to score from this. They'll go both ways. And this woman, so dangerous, Ashley Cowdrey, she has some serious pace. And we're seeing it now as she's huffing and puffing. She does have a cross-field chaser, but it won't matter as she slides in. And they're the only team to score against Pendleton, and they keep that streak alive.
Keeping that big energy going. The Lions now are back on the scoreboard because of a set piece move. The little cut back inside, the shake and bake, and the separation that she gets just allow her to showcase this skill set, the individual speed. It almost looks like she's not even touching the ground. She's running so fast, and that's exactly what the Chicago Lions needed in order to continue on in this match. They needed a try before the half. Now we've got a match.
We absolutely do. As we hear that halftime whistle go, the teams here, Pendleton still with a slight lead, but the Lions taking a bit of momentum at the half.
You talking to me?
We will be back with you in a moment with this second half. Welcome back to the second half of the Women's Cup Final. Pendleton just with that 5-point lead. The Lions just scoring right at the buzzer. I'm Wendy Young, joined by Darian Lovelace, and we are strapping ourselves in for a spectacular second half. Can Pendleton keep it going, or will the Lions be the spoilers? And not 10 there, so we will have a chance for the Lions to get even more points on the board. They're going to call scrum here, Darian.
Yeah, and Pendleton kind of spoiling it for themselves here early on. We see this wonderful shot showing that it will be a center scrum. This is a beautiful attacking position after we just saw the Chicago Lions score off of a set piece scrum. They're very technical, they're very logical, and they're good whenever they're in open play making decisions. So they're going to want to get themselves into the best position in order to execute.
It doesn't hurt to have the ball in this woman's hand again. She scored there first. It's Cowdrey, one in pursuit. Can she get there? She does. Double try time for Cowdrey, taking that momentum from Pendleton. This kick will be important. 2 points can be the difference in any game.
I know that the Chicago Lions should be having a cuddle puddle all over Cowdrey for scoring that second try. This is important. We're now in the second half. It's 12-12. Conversion still to come. It's finger biting stuff because of the pressure that they're putting on against Pendleton. Pendleton is not doing a good job of covering the space, especially against speedsters like Cowdrey. It would have been assumed that she was going to elect to go ahead and go right and to attack. Don't give her time and space. It's still 12-all, so it's still fair ball game, but the Chicago Lions are showing a lot of aggression.
And Cowdrey, just 19 years old, played for Davenport. She's a two-time state champ at Sparta Rock as well. Her dad introduced her to rugby, and clearly she has come to it and has done well as she gets 2 tries. That conversion missed, so we do have a 12-12. Again, the kick not 10. Now it's in Pendleton's hands. What can they do here?
All 10,
They've had
all
a
10.
lot of momentum in the first half. Now it's been all the Lions.
Scrum option called.
But they're going to play their game. Bombay would like a scrum here.
Most definitely wanting the scrum. We've talked about her all weekend, playing for the professional rugby sevens team here in the States. She does a beautiful job of continuing to bring the game up, showing her knowledge and her expertise. It's more than just brute force and aggression. There's a method to the madness, and that's why they elect for that center scrum.
Yeah, and that early push by them, almost detected by the referee. You could see they were well over the 50-meter line, Pendleton, but they play on. It's into the hands of Dormar. She's been so good for them at that scrum half position. And they're going to push it out wide, just to the edge here. Going backwards, just trying to backtrack back into their attack. Here they come now, Pendleton. Bombay on the distribution, checking that weak side and not seeing too much. We'll bring it across our screen towards the left. Big defense by Lions. Smelling a little bit of blood there, causing a knock-on. Big pressure and big moments for the Lions continue.
Oh, wow. A big shift here as we're starting to see a lot more aggression coming in from the Lions. We see here just this big tackle coming in. She loses the ball as she's trying to regather it because they're swarming over top. They learn to not give Pendleton any space, and because they're closing down that gate so quickly, Cowdrey, what is she going to do now?
She tries to give it to Hovanek. It's just a little bit over the top, and it's a good tackle by Camp Pendleton. But Lions not giving them an inch as they continue, as they switch fields. Gonna go around the outside. Grecky thinks about it, but she's well attended to by her opposite. Loomis coming around for the loop, but not needed. It'll go out to Betty Wynn. Also such a stalwart for this club. She's been around for a long time. Loomis again, big carry. She scored 2 key tries for them to get them here in the semifinal. And now out to Wynn again. And Mac Davis on the field now. This one just dribbling into touch. It'll be a line out to Camp Pendleton.
Yeah, definitely finding themselves in a sticky mess there. Continuing to try and take it into the heart of Pendleton's defense is not what you want to do. Sevens is not about the contact. It's about the space. If they can move it there, they've seen success when they've been able to get it out wide. They have speedsters. We see they're the number 15. She's super fast, but Pendleton, they're so powerful, so strong. When they get the ball in hand, let's see what they can cook up out of this end.
That one just a little bit messy, but stays with Camp Pendleton. Backward, says the referee. But pressure coming from the Lions. And this one, the poach first was good by the Lions inside the 22-meter line. Now we're still tied. Another penalty, never 10. So they're not able to go quick here. Cowdrey wants to go quick. Working on that 10-meter line is the referee. She was going to go across the line. She is met by Mombe, holding her up. And still in possession. Just sneaks forward, but no, done illegally. Another penalty against Camp Pendleton. It's 3 in a row.
Off your feet. Cynical play.
Too many times in the red zone. This is a big, big moment with this tied score.
Time is off.
Mombe, we've been talking about her all weekend, and the curse of the commentator seems to have gotten to her. Referee blows it up. It's a yellow card, and there is a lot more rugby to be had.
And Catherine Hurt reaching. Did she touch this down? Did she have control? Referee says no. And hands on head for Cowdrey. Can't believe they got that close and dropped that one. Pendleton saved.
It's because of the white line fever. Move the ball, get it away from Pendleton. Don't take it into the guts because it's gonna lead to pressure whenever you go to ground. Right here we see that Pendleton, those two players on the left-hand side do a good job of ripping her away. She thinks that she's got it, but she doesn't, and now Pendleton will scrum out.
Now picked up by Camp Pendleton. She is so dangerous. She can go around the outside of anybody. Maybe Ilhovanak. Takes 2 of them to take her down. Salome Lewis has been doing that all weekend. Now the Lions a bit compressed to defense. Can Pendleton get around the outside? The fake loop, absolutely beautiful. So confident, but a small little knock on there. And a last chance for the Lions as you hear that audience roar.
Wendy, on repeat throughout this whole entire weekend, we have just had overtime after overtime after overtime. One thing that is so beautiful, you can see the passion on the sideline. They're not even in this game, and they're so vested in it. There's a lot of grit, a lot of determination that has to come through both sides if they don't want to go into overtime.
And these Midwest teams definitely rally as we go around the outside. Hovanek will try to find a little gap. She's got a good leg drive. Pendleton spreading on defense, though. They know that there's danger on the outside. She tries to shoot up and just kill the attack, but it leaves the outside open. It's Brecky. Can she defend? The fend is there, but it's a great tackle. One last chance going around the outside. It's Hurt. She dropped one. She gets them ever closer. Pendleton leaping off sides, but getting back on sides. It's into Loomis's hand. She's looking over the top. Is it 3 for Cowdrey? And it is! She slides in and solidifies that for the Lions. There may be time, but we'll see after the conversion. Cowdrey with the hat trick.
The comeback queens. We just talked about how comebacks are real whenever you go ahead and just stick to the skill. Chicago Lions finally made the adaptation to get it out wide, and Cowdrey, the number 15. Hopefully your dad is watching. The one who introduced you to the sport, because you are killing it. Chicago Lions now ending up on top, possibly the last play, Wendy, but really good effort coming in from the Lions. Penalty is this heartbreak for Pendleton.
And that is that final whistle, 17-12. The Lions have done it. They've been many times at the championship and haven't been able to get it done. They do it now. Absolutely, congratulations to them. And the 19-year-old Ashley Cowdrey, surely the player of the tournament. There's been so many names we've been throwing around this weekend, but she comes in and is the difference maker as they make up 3 tries to overcome a very strong Camp Pendleton side, who also did so well and will be happy to go home at 2nd place. Fantastic. You can see the crowd jumping over the barriers to join their team.
We love the hugs all around. USA Club as 7 champions, the Chicago Lions. Like you said, Wendy, they've worked time and time again to end up at the final. And now it's officially their moment. They're here to revel in it. And it's so wonderful to see the crowd also cheering them on and celebrating with them here in Madison, Wisconsin.
Just beautiful watching that drone footage as the teams give each other congratulations. Lions will get this hardware in a moment as Cowdrey getting extra hugs. Absolutely deserves it. This Midwest support coming through for them. It's gorgeous. See that crowd. Not necessarily at home, but Wisconsin is close enough. Chicago has played there many times. It may feel a little bit like a home away from home as we can see them cheering Cowdrey on. Hopefully there's champagne in her future when she's 21. She is 19, young, has done so well for her side. And the defense that they had to play here to take this strong Camp Pendleton side down. Just beautiful work by these women. As we wait for that trophy presentation, just a reminder, we do have the men's cup final coming up. St. Louis Bombers and Navs.
Again, first to the national champions from Love Rugby, the full set of jerseys, rugby skins. Chili, let's see it.
There you go.
Thank you.
You get that, we get this, we get some pictures. Right on, thank you.
All right.
Throw these on real quick. Oops.
Coming up, the medals.
You're getting really good. These are temporary. They're going to get personalized engraved ones with your name and your club on them. So these are just to show off in the bar.
Congratulations to the Chicago Lions. Well deserved that trophy lift. And now we are grabbing Cowdrey, I assume, to talk with Lance.
USA Women's Club National Championship. Ashley. I know that you traveled, you came here to play with a team and win a championship. How does it feel to win a championship with these ladies?
It feels so great. First year with all of them, and it was fucking, oh shoot, it was freaking amazing, and I loved every minute of it.
Scored the game winner?
Yeah.
Tell me, what were you thinking? What was that feeling that you touched the ball down and win a national championship?
It was crazy. Everybody was jumping on me. It was the best feeling in the world.
Congratulations. Celebrate with your team.
Woo!
Back up to you guys. Congratulations, Chicago Lions.
We are here. You're taking a look at your national champion Chicago Lions women's team. We have coming up for you in just a couple of minutes the Men's Cup Championship. It's Nav Sevens versus the St. Louis Bombers. Well-deserved. A tight finish in this one. Came down to the very last second for the Chicago Lions team. I am John Broker. I'm going to be joined by Thomas Wheels Grant for this one. Wheels, we have an exciting game coming up in just about 3 minutes.
Oh, we certainly do, Johnny, and those pictures on screen now that you're seeing are just wonderful, isn't it? This is what these players train week in, week out for, to create these special community rugby memories. Congratulations to Chicago, and looking forward to St. Louis Bombers up against Nav. It is going to be an entertaining clash. We've got 7 superstars littered across both sides. The ability to attack from anywhere on the field, as we see the highlights from Nav's earlier games, Johnny. They have some absolute powerhouses.
They do have some powerhouses. Let's run through how they got here real quick. You're looking at Nav. You're looking at Moala right there. Simi Moala. They were 3-0 on day one. 29-5 over Nova. 25-7 over Dallas. 31-12 over Life West. In the quarterfinals this morning, 22-0. They beat Old Blue in a tighter one. Semifinal 19-14 in the semis to get their way here. Nav Sevens. Also, Wheels, they are defending champions. 17-0 over Old Blue last year. St. Louis Bombers weren't here last year. St. Louis, good, proud program. As we take a look at this wonderful facility, they were 2-1 yesterday, had a loss to the Denver Barbarians at the end of their day, 17-10, but they beat Mystic 12-10. They beat Beltway 22-14. In the quarters this morning, they beat Tennessee Elite, and then in the semis, they beat Belmont Shore, always tough to beat, 24-14. Coached by Peter Lang are the St. Louis Bombers, and Nav Sevens coached by J.K. Anderson, Emil Walton, and Robert Bortons is a director of rugby. Fantastic players, as you said, across the board here. Any standouts for you at the moment, Wheels?
Yeah, well, for St. Louis, they've been a team that have really developed as this tournament's gone on. In particular, number 10, Nicholas Feeks, has been pulling strings for them. Here he is now on screen. With his quick taps, this is one of his earlier tries where he got a lovely offload away against the Belmont Shore side, but he's just been pulling some strings for them in that 10 jersey. And Nav Sevens, it's hard to go past the experience of Timothy Stanfield in the number 7 jersey for them. We know what sort of experience that guy possesses, Johnny.
Yeah, they're an older and younger version of one another, Stanfield and Feeks. He Feeks right there, off. Cisco Lopez going to referee this one in the middle. Going to be an enjoyable game for somebody with World Series experience refereeing around the world. We're set to get underway.
Yeah, we got to get these things.
Club Championship Sevens weekends. We have a women's winner. We have a women's MVP. We're going to do the same here. It was an exciting game. We'll
ready.
Live up to the hype. Don Broker, Thomas Wheels, Plant. As you see the 2022 MVP. Corey Jones getting ready. He lifts that front feet, gets us underway. Nice high kick.
Tackle!
Jones. Talked about him quite a bit. Played a lot of rugby. A good kind of rugby traveler around the world. There's Stanfield. Stanfield looking to make an early break. Shows the ball and keeps going. And that's that intelligence. He's so calm and confident. So smart with the ball. Here comes Nav, moving the ball out to that left-hand side. They put it out into the hands of Corey Jones.
Not held.
Big run coming up the middle there. Not held at all. It was Missa Lagalu. Missa Lagalu takes it into contact eventually. Got the runners across the field trying to push this St. Louis defense from moment one here. They're on the wing with the big boy, Simi Moala. Simi Moala, 6'2", 240, barrels into contact. Back across, good continuity from Nav. Nav going to keep it a little shorter this time. Corey Jones in to clean it up from Siosi Nai. Ball back across from Dalton Musselman, the Penn State product. Musselman out to the Vancouver Shark currently. That is Tim Stanfield. But eventually a knock on Houston. We'll come back for a scrum here. Good patient defense from St. Louis, Wheels.
Yeah, wonderful defense there from St. Louis as we take a look at the pictures here with the Next Level Rugby replay. That's the sort of contact that big man Moala possesses on the fringe. And we just see a little bit of push and shove after the ball, but you're right, Johnny, it's really patient defense after Timothy Stanfield was a tough man to bring down in that opening exchange.
Coach!
St. Louis get the reward.
Drone view of the field right here. Is
if you want. Okay, you can stand back up if you need to. And then set the gap.
First receiver out there is Feeks.
Get it right next time. Crouch!
Ball is going to come in.
Bind!
Munoz in the number 9 from Long Beach, California. Played with Belmont Shore. Infant High School, has been in the PR7s. Gets the ball out to Feeks. They're going to go into the middle of the field. Get their attack started. Going to go straight up the middle. Feeks having to come in, clear out that ruck. He does a lot more directional work, but he has to do what he has to do, and he's happy to. Moala makes the tackle there. Body's coming in, but he may have not gotten up and come in from the correct side. The referee Lopez spots that one. Off they go through the big man. That's Emmanuel Alberts. Emmanuel Alberts takes it into contact. Player comes from the wrong side.
You have to enter from the back of the tackle. It's over there. It's over there. It's over there. You have to enter from the back of the tackle.
It says there was indeed a tackle there, so Jones came in from the wrong side. Away go St. Louis, lucky to get a couple of penalties there. Feeks, a little shimmy. Feeks looking through, gets the ball away to the big number 1, Chris Schumann. He's been a powerful runner all weekend. He shows He's got a runner on the outside. Not held, so he can pass that ball, work it back across field. Pass by Al Jabouri, but they get it to Munoz. Munoz going to need somebody to come in. Finds that player. Al Jabouri picks it up. Gets the ball out to Basca. Basca, waits for the U.S. Vastly experience. Baska, Midwest product. Ball slips forward off the hands. We're going to come here, going to have a scrum here for Nav. 3.5 minutes on Wheels. They're playing to a stalemate.
Yeah, St. Louis not really going anywhere with that attacking possession. Good defense from Nav. They tried to find some holes inside.
Time's off and there's this player down that I'm checking.
Nav's defensive line, and they almost broke through there. It was Jeremiah Minoz with the ball, but Jeremiah Minoz just unable to break through. So see an injured player. Just hurt his shoulder in the process of placing the ball.
You get a
stoppage here for that, Johnny.
That's tough. Don't want that to happen. Good medical staff here at the Madison Sports Complex. Host of this wonderful tournament all weekend. Actually, that's Munoz going off. Lost. He's been in the distributor role. His time is okay. Shoulder just hit the ground pretty hard there. Ball to come in for Nav White.
Coach.
Oh, put this one in.
Bind.
Musselman from PA. Went from Shanahan High School. He played rugby. Favorite player at Campbell Halloran. Captain at Penn State. Ball comes up. Here's Moala. Recent graduate is pinned. And Moala turns the corner for a big fella. He's got the pace, but he steps out of that one. Can he make it? He tripped up just a touch there. He's got a player on his heels, but he's happy. He's in. He's Moala. Stevie Moala. 5 points and a lot of smiles on that face.
Oh, this man, Simi Moala, has some motor. Took the outside route and just had too much pace, raw power. Still had to get past a couple of those last streaking defenders, but look at him go, head down, arms pumping. And that is the first score of the game. The man out of Southern Virginia University. Fantastic.
We'll make sure you guys do the same then.
Wonderful all weekend. Doesn't seem to be letting up those Moala. Moala is all about it here with it at 17. Kick is good, so we're at 7-0. Coaches Anderson and Walton be pretty pleased with that. Right there, they're going to have to kick off. St. Louis, disciplined, structured team. See what they can pull out of their hat right now as we're at almost the 5-minute mark. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Cup championship.
D-boys, D-boys!
Ball up in the air. Odendahl kicks it. He's been their kicker and key playmaker all weekend has Odendahl. Ball gets taken in down by Calvin Ehrig. Slipped underneath Feeks that time. A little bit stuck in their own end. They're going to have to make something happen as Perran Al-Jabouri takes that one in. Move it to the width. Albert's right here. Big boy draws in a couple defenders, trying to get over it. Are these Nav players diving over, however? Can't leave your feet, so that can't happen. Going to be taken quick here. Smartly played as they come back across, looking for some runners here. Feeks decides to go back the other direction. He finds a seam. Feeks steps another, not held, gets the ball up into the air. Josie Nye does a great job to pick that ball off.
Knocked on.
Flies up, goes backwards, so should be fine.
Over.
That's the knock on, but advantage to be gained here as Connor Lenahan takes that one into St. Louis. Big ruck comes in there, clearing him off. Space opens up for Michael Baska. Michael Baska headed to the corner. He's got Stanfield on top of him. Scores in the corner, Michael Baska. It is 7-5, 2 points. This is shaping up to be a great one, Wheels.
Oh, it certainly is. In the previous breakdown, there was bodies flying all over the place, but St. Louis did a good job of being able to recycle possession. They took it in. Baska just with the vision to spot the little seam there on the right side of the ruck. Through the show and go, and Green Cat for the USA Eagles showing all of his experience there to get a valuable 5 points for the Bombers.
Asco Linden, when you spread from
I didn't think you were on the ball.
Rugby at St. Thomas
I think it was a fair
Aquinas High
crack,
School.
nothing illegal.
Tough angle kick here, so it's going to remain a 2-point game, 7-5 as we hit 7 minutes on the game clock, on the stadium clock. The referee has a time, so we have a little bit of time left. There will be a kickoff here before halftime. Tense times here in Madison. Legalu and Corey Jones set the lift they need to, but they find another location. Do St. Louis. Gonna take that one in. Nye in the distributor role. Moves that one back. Coming off to this right-hand side. Long pass across from Stanfill. Gets it to Legalu. He's got a player riding him there. Eventually gets him to the ground. Dives on top of him, but not too bad. Referee's gonna let that one go. Corey Jones moves it. They're going to keep the ball to this left-hand side for them. Corey Jones puts out the pass. Now there's a little bit of space. There's a runner on the outside. Comes back in. That's it to the wrong team. Unfortunately, the Bombers go a little chip up there to Feeks. They have some runners on the outside here. Baska's already scored one. Baska draws one defender, gets the big Wesley White. He's got Moala. This is a clash of the Titans right here. And he stepped him. Wesley White touches down. And not many people step Moala. You can see the surprise on his face, but Wesley White gets it done. And a lead is extended and taken away by St. Louis.
Oh, that is just sublime sevens from St. Louis. There you go, Michael Baska with the show and go again, just setting up that space on the outside for Wesley White. And Moala is no mean feat to get in front of. And White just puts out the big don't argue and gets his team in front in the championship final. What a feeling.
Two big units with some fancy footwork right there. Great work. You had to see the impressive look on Moala's face. Another kick from a tough angle, not going to make it, but up by 3 points as we roll into halftime. St. Louis Bombers 10, Nav 7. Everything to play for in the next 7 minutes. Stay with us. We're going to be back with that right after this.
Quiet.
We're in it. We're in it.
Quiet.
Hands up. Right? Hands up. So let's focus on our game. Get getting into them, all right?
Yeah. Hey, the next 7 minutes is discipline. It's going to win us, right? Stop the chirping. Stop all the talking. We do the talking on the scoreboard. We play our system and we'll get through this, all right? But be disciplined, please.
Stop stupid fucking offload.
Hey, we're fine.
We got it.
I love it.
I love it. I love it, baby.
Hey, next job is zeros, boy, right where we want to be in a fight.
We're receiving, yeah. Go kicking, we're kicking. Start kicking. Next job, go get this ball.
Yes, sir.
Play with passion, not emotion. Don't make emotional decisions on the field.
Pressure through phases.
Play with passion, yeah?
Heard.
Nav on 3. 2, 3, now!
Impact,
go,
Doug. Impact. Hey. Yeah, let's go for the hard carry.
Yeah.
Might call a pop on the offload. Wrap it around.
We are back. We're still the huddle there from the Nav 7's coaches at a halftime. It's going to be the second half, 10-7. Nav is down 3 points. Talk right there. John Roper with Thomas Wheels. Grant Wheels, how do you think that halftime talk went?
Oh, we got the inside look at there at the Nav 7's huddle there, coach, just saying, don't let any emotion get the better of you. Just stay controlled, stick to our structures, our systems, and we will get through this battle. Those were the key words. They are certainly fizzed up for the second half. St. Louis in the box seat, 3 points ahead.
Odendahl from Nav will be kicking this off. Referee Lopez gets us underway in this second half. We've got 7 minutes to crown a 2023 champion. It's the Cup final here. Ball up in the air. Nearly caught by Jones. He was a wide receiver in college. Right up his alley there, but St. Louis is going to go quick. St. Louis would love to extend this lead. You heard them talk about discipline in that huddle, and that is a very disciplined team they're playing against in St. Louis. They need to keep the structures they said, but look at this break coming up here as Wesley White goes in, launches one back. Great continuity here, a little space opening up. Where are they going to go? Backwards. Ball comes back there. It seemed to get pitched over. The referee didn't see it. Emmanuel Alberts has it. Emmanuel Alberts has a diving tackle coming on there from Odendahl. Odendahl quickly over and gets ripped out of the tackle. The referee spots it. We'll see who this gets awarded to, and it's going to be a penalty to Nav, not releasing by St. Louis.
Yeah, good scrambling defense there from
Let's go now.
Nav. I thought it was a little knock on there from St. Louis. I see the players were a little bit confused, but they went away with the play and were able to secure that good defensive penalty. Now they march upfield for some important meters, Johnny.
They did get the important meters, and they are going to be right at halfway. Beautiful shot of what they're working with here. The line out opens up some good field for their runners out wide there, and they certainly have them. Do Nav 7s.
Come inside, come inside.
Ball to the front to Jones, the 2022 MVP of this tournament. Miss Legalu just puts the head down and bears it. 2 players in over him, and they're going to draw that penalty. Will the St. Louis Bombers? Schuman's going to go quick. He likes to play. The big fella wants to run. Off they go to the right-hand side. Connor Lenahan slips, but able to get that ball back. Referee tells him not to touch it. White steps into the distributor role. Gets it in the middle of the field. Little show. They're on the way back by Schumann. Moves the ball into the hands of Calvin Ehrig. Ehrig gets it to Wesley White. Wesley White shows the ball, decides to keep it.
Can't trip the player.
They're going to get a penalty there for a trip. So march back 10 meters are Nav. On the move are St. Louis. St. Louis looking to bust it right through there. Peaks finds the room. Good interplay. Alberts has the ball. Alberts has the ball in one hand. He's able to offload it. Excellent work. Do we have the room? Moala has to be the change and the stop. Ball goes back to Peaks. Peaks with a quick one up there. Great ball work. Ehrig is across the 22. Moala doing yeoman's work to force a knock-on back there. And it is going to be a scrum to Nav inside the 22.
Substitution, 6 White.
That was top shelf.
Substitution, 6.
Champagne Sevens rugby. Some of the skills there from the St. Louis players,
Time's
Michael
off, let's get that,
Basker
guys.
and Nick Feeks, just intertwining with some brilliant
Keep your shoulders
handling.
square.
They just fell
Make
at
sure
the
there's
final hit hurdle with that little error to give Nav back the ball, but
You guys keep your foot
some
down.
really smooth skills on show here in Wisconsin.
Here's the. So you got to come up.
Wheels, how about the defensive work right there from Moala, stopping 2 different runners?
Oh, brilliant from Moala. He'll be disappointed he let in that try in the first half, so
Time's on.
He'll be working
Coach.
hard to make sure he rectifies that mistake.
Bind.
More than made up for it there.
Set.
We get a good look at Chelsea Nye out there. Ball comes across to the middle of the field. Get the ball out to Moala. He'd have a long road here, but he's around the corner. Grabbed by the shirt, taken down by Wesley White. Those two are going at it this game. It is a fun battle within a battle to watch. Great by Feeks here. He rolls over one, gets the ball back. Ball gets kicked there back. The distributor roll. Moves it out. Ehrig looks at it, gives it to Emmanuel Albert. He's got an on-rushing defender, so he's just going to take it into contact. Schumann is going to move it back across here. Feeks, ball in hand, great playmaker. What's he going to do? He's going to hold the ball, put it out there to White, but it's going to stay in front of him. So it's 10-7.
Knocked on into touch.
Just over 3 minutes to go in the game. St. Louis leads, but can have lineouts.
Yeah, that pass just a little bit too far for Wesley White to reel in, so Nav get the key position back inside their own half. They've done a pretty good job so far, Nav, of containing St. Louis.
Let's go now.
In this first half, they get a key position here, Johnny.
Coach. Bind.
Ball was knocked, so it's going to be a scrum for Nav.
Set.
Ball in there from Musselman, but ripped away. What great work. Not too many tight heads in this
Advantage is
game.
over.
They got one right there, and advantage here for a knock-on. Ball up into the hands of Wesley White. He's going to try to take Moala. The two of them, as we've been saying, just a big battle of big bodies out there. Ball comes cross field. Looking to step up the middle. Nice pass to an on-rushing Emmanuel Albert.
Not
just a little
held.
trip there in the end, but he wasn't held. Corey Jones coming in and trying to do some work. A couple players
No,
batter
let's touch
into each
him
other
now.
right
Let's touch
there.
him. Knocked on into touch. Option Nav.
Knocked on
Scrum
a
line
touch.
out.
Nav gets the option of whether the
Scrum
scrum
option.
or the line out.
Nav just
2
doing a good
minutes
job.
left on the game clock. Sorry, Wheels.
Sure.
You're right, Johnny. I was just saying Nav are doing a great job of just clinging on to everything St. Louis are throwing at them here. Still
Coach.
plenty of time left in the game. Just 3 points in it.
Bind. Set.
Ball in, this time won by Nav. Made sure that one as the ball comes to the middle of the field. Moala looking at his good friend Wesley White, skipping by Wesley White. Can he get away with this one? It is
Could have been just a penalty for me.
Moala He wins the battle of the big ones. He's going to cross the line under Feek's watchful eye.
Be very careful.
Try awarded.
If you're going to tackle me, you have to try and grab.
A little bit of a warning, and Moala is going to touch down.
Was just a penalty.
Put his team ahead.
And you gained the advantage by scoring the try.
Well, that is the ultimate revenge story there for City Moala. It was Wesley White that got the better of Moala in the first half, and look at this from Moala. Just slows down and then puts the foot to the pedal. Too much gas. White grabs a fair chunk of Moala's hair there, but Moala manages to shake out of it and is clean through to the try line. Those two have been going toe-for-toe all game, and I feel that we may see a bit more of that yet.
Guys,
I've got 40 seconds. Hey, I've got 40 seconds.
Good here. Referee says there's 40 seconds left to go in this game.
There's 30 seconds
Nav kicking off to St. Louis with a 2-point lead.
30 seconds left. Let's go. Let's go.
30 seconds left.
Nav has to defend for 30 seconds here. St. Louis has to put this together. Referee Lopez, vastly experienced. Nice high kick. The Bombers need to come down with it. Schumann does. He's been safe all game. Shows one way, goes the other. They need to stick to their structures and be patient in these moments. But when the Penn State product comes in, and they have had the final say there, Dalton Musselman. Impressive by the young man. Digs right in there, wins the speed.
There's your mark. Please tap it. Please tap it first.
Yeah, we see the replay. This is a big money play, Johnny.
And Corey Jones runs it in a touch. And 2 years in a row, Nav Sevens are your 2023 national champions. By Moala. Great work, Nav, win it. Wheels, what are your thoughts?
You took the words right out of my mouth that I said that was a big money play, and they are your national champions. Simi Moala with the winning try there on the outside edge. Thoroughly deserved. There have been quality this whole tournament. A number of players with some sensational skills. St. Louis really deserved to be in this final. Congratulations to them being runners-up. But what a quality tournament we've seen, Johnny. Some awesome display of sevens across 2 days.
And great rugby across 2 days. You're right, Wheels. Fantastic work by these teams, but Nav's going to come out on top for the second year in a row. Not your last return to this one. This is the St. Louis Bombers. Great team. They keep this squad together. A lot of them do live in that St. Louis area. They can develop a very good program near the home of Lindenwood University there, where a lot of their players come from. So very much to be proud of. Runners-up 2023. We'll see what the future holds. Want a three-peat next year, we're sure. We're going to have a trophy presentation and present our MVP coming up in just a couple of minutes. Player celebrations going on right now. Wheels, while we're waiting for this, both teams kind of played similar styles there, just looking to move the teams across field. Anything you seen a big difference, the Nav team that pulled it out in the end?
Yeah, exactly right, Johnny. They both are pretty similar profiles. They use their big runners. You know, Wesley White for St. Louis was prominent all tournament with some huge carries. And then for Nav, we know that man Moala has been scoring some brilliant tries. And we're going to see the game-winning turnover just quickly, Johnny, and we can finish off as we see the next level rugby replay. It was number 14 for Nav, Dalton Musselman, who just got over the ball, fantastic body position, and gave Cisco Lopez no reason not to award the penalty, and that is the winning play there. Dalton Musselman is going to be getting all the beers brought for him tonight.
Speed into the breakdown is so important in the sevens game these days, and Musselman just in the right place right there. St. Louis had no answer for it as they come cross field, getting ready. You see the 2022 MVP, Corey Jones. Very pleased with today's win and this weekend's win. Nav undefeated through the weekend. You see the celebrations. National Athletic Village they come from. And our first presentation here.
Now the Men's 2023
Put on your nose, put them on.
Senior Club Sevens champions, Nav.
Players,
This is a cool idea.
There we go.
This is a cool idea. I never done this before.
Thanks.
Bulabanaka. Yeah, Bulabanaka. Bulabanaka.
Poor Jones, little Gene right there to his boys. Thank you very much.
I got a bad knee and a worse knee. 18 years.
Players first, players first.
Bread and butter, baby.
And we're getting custom ones for us too.
We're getting custom ones. There you go, boys. Phil's getting us custom ones.
These are temporary. You're going to get big medals in about a month with your name and club engraved on it.
You're going to say champ on mine, Coach.
Smile.
And now it's for you.
Hey.
Hey.
I know we do. Come here, come here.
Hey, one team, he's in the back. Men's Club Sevens National Championship. And y'all can say where we just bring on one man. And we are down on the field. I am with the MVP, Semi. Last year you had an amazing final. This year you had an amazing final. And now you're back-to-back national championship with an MVP. How does it feel, brother?
I don't know what to say, man. My team did it. I was just there to support them, man. My team did it.
How back-to-back feel? Tell me.
I can't explain it right now. I don't know what to say, man.
Is there anybody you like to thank and give appreciation to while you got the chance?
Right there. See, let me play, let me do things that I love. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Congratulations. Celebrate this with your team. Thank you. Nav Sevens, your national champions. For everybody at home, this has been an amazing tournament. We done had great competition. I want to thank everybody, including Next Level Rugby, putting this on. Wisconsin Rugby Sports Complex for the amazing environment. Everybody at home, thank you for tuning in. But I think it's time that we go. Your national champion, Chicago Lions on the women's side, and Nav Sevens for the men. But with that being said, Next Level Rugby, out.
Thank you, Lance. We are done here. It's been a great 2 days of rugby. 2 champions, the Lions and Nav Sevens. A few thank yous before we go. The Madison United Rugby Madison Sports Complex, Brad Dufek and the crew hosting a great event this weekend. USA Club Rugby, Flip Cuppins and the crew and everybody that's been here working and staffing this event. You've been fantastic. Our referees led by Mike Kelly. All our referees and ARs for the weekend have been fantastic. The medical team here in Wisconsin keeping everybody healthy, doing the greatest job at this Rugby Sevens tournament. Of course, the spectators and the fans and you viewers, we love you all. Next Level Rugby, we'd like to thank our camera crew and technical people, producers Kareem Babel, Tyler Hewitt-Boyd-Dodge, E. Baker on one of the fields handling it, and Ryan, the man with the rugby plan, Kitty, the producer and director, putting it all together. As far as the talent goes, Lance Kavanaugh, the best sideline man in the business, Jim Latham, Ty Braga, Craig Wilson, the contact coach, Darian Lovelace, Liz Entwistle, Wendy Young, your Scrum Half Connection. For Thomas Wheels Grant, I'm John Broker, and we have you have a wonderful Sunday evening.